Recently, I saw a video in my recommended pop-up called "These types of Halo videos are dumb," which seems to be targeted at my friend Sher's video, who made a video saying to boycott Halo Infinite. So I thought, let's go check out this video and try to hear why he thinks saying the truth is dumb.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hollowtide here, and today I want to talk about something that I've seen a rise in more and more of them on my YouTube recommended. I guess it's just because I like Halo, because I don't really watch these type of videos in my actual spare time, but I've been seeing more and more of it, and I just kind of want to talk about why it's a silly thing, a silly premise, and why most of these, I guess, videos are they're just trying to get clicks. Negativity is a huge driving force in what people are looking at, clicking on, interacting with on social media. So I get it from a creator standpoint, if you make a negative video or a negative post, it does seem to get way more engagement than anything positive or even constructive. But it's basically these boycott Halo Infinite videos, or quitting Halo Infinite videos, and why you should also quit a game even if you're having a good time on it. But before
The dig site news is the reason for the influx of these videos, as people are rightfully pissed off about what happened with dig site. And it's undeniable at this point that Halo isn't in a good state. Everyone can see it, and people are going to call it out because it's the truth. People aren't making these videos because they want to get clicks. I mean, these videos get like 5 to 10k views. It gets way more engagement than positive videos because, let's be honest, what is there positive to talk about that's Halo related? I mean, Halo Infinite's latest cosmetic update isn't really positive news, and most of Free4Free's latest posts are filled with negative comments all the time. The reason these videos get a lot more views is because it's the truth, and it's speaking to people who also feel a similar way.
First off, I just want to say that I think it's silly to make these type of videos, but I also think that it's unproductive for a couple reasons. One is the lack of impact. Now, it's no secret that Halo Infinite has an extremely low player count right now compared to other games. I think it's like under 4K on Steam charts, and then even if it's 3 times that amount playing on Xbox, it's still a pretty low population. So it's not like you're begging and pleading for 100,000 people to boycott a game. It's not like Call of Duty or anything like that with these other massive player bases, even though Call of Duty is falling off a cliff as well. But I think the time to boycott has been happening. It's been 3 years. It's not like Microsoft or Halo Studios doesn't know that Halo Infinite missed the mark. And if the goal of this stuff is to affect the decision-making of a studio like Halo Studios or even Microsoft, another small group of players not playing isn't really going to make any significant leeway.
Yeah, I'd say Halo has been boycotted already. I don't understand why Sher was asking for it now in his video, since if you check Steam charts, you can already tell Infinite is a already dead game, and with the only people left playing are Spartan profile pictures on Twitter. I mean, I think most people have kind of just left this franchise anyways, so...
Punish the developers, I think that's also silly. What more can you punish the people at Halo Studios for? I mean, between the leadership changes, all the layoffs and firings and whatnot, we've already been through this. It just feels like a rehash of something that the Halo community, and by extension, those more negative posts, go through every 6 months. Bro, we've done this. We've been through this. It's already happened.
The reason this keeps happening is because there hasn't been any improvement from Free4Free. The reason we go through the same song and dance every 6 months is because nothing has changed. The same mistakes keep happening over and over again, and as a result, people are still complaining. These videos won't stop till Halo is great again. They will keep being made no matter how much of a dead horse it is, because people can see with their own eyes and notice the obvious. You can't silence the truth and shut it down. It's not 2020 anymore. That doesn't work. You cannot piss on people's boot and tell them it's raining. If something is shit, they're going to point it out and call it out because they love Halo and they want to see it improve. You think I want to make these negative videos as of late? Hell no. I only do it because it's frustrating to see this franchise be mishandled over and over again, and people will keep calling it out no matter how much you try to gaslight that everything is fine and we should be happy with the slop we get and we should just settle for less.
Happened. I also feel that it's misplaced frustration. I feel like a lot of people, I don't think that Halo Studios is completely absolved of blame for the mistakes and missteps that have happened from a gameplay perspective. There are things that I wish Halo Infinite had or didn't have. But things like monetization, even delayed features or lack of innovations are made at a higher level, even up to publishers, business execs, marketing, things like that, rather than just the developers who work on the game. And I feel like you're advocating, I feel like targeting the game or the developers or the studio or even Microsoft, rather than advocating for constructive dialogue and trying to support changes and improve the game, is even more lackluster. I think
Halo Studios is Microsoft. This has been confirmed by DigSite. Halo Studios, Free4Free, and Microsoft are all part of the same thing. Microsoft isn't some villain hiding in the background making the poor devs make the dumb decisions. They're all part of the same thing. People aren't targeting them. They are criticizing them and telling them that they don't like the shit that they put out and they won't support it. It was Free4Free who was talking about adding microtransactions into MCC. It was Free4Free who made the loot boxes in Halo 5.
Animating. Someone make sound effects.
Mongoose, Needler, Ghost, Fuel Rod Cannon.
Yes.
All the details are
I love it. That's fantastic.
And that's because they are a part of Microsoft. Their money-grubbing interests are one and the same. Acting like it's wrong for people to take issues with this because, oh, think of the poor devs who didn't want this, their job is on the line, we should be heckin' supportive, it's bullshit. People try to be constructive. They literally would ban people on Halo Waypoint for having a negative opinion on one of their games. If they make a shitty game, people won't buy or support it. That's just how it is. We shouldn't be guilt-tripped into buying their slop when they have been giving us a shitty product and attacking us for not liking it.
Even more lackluster. I think it's a big reason why game studios and developers shy away from interacting with the community across all games, because how volatile the fan base can get, and again, we're in like a time where negativity just drives conversation.
Halo Studios doesn't interact with the fan base because they view us as lesser than them. You had Dig Site team members literally confirm this, that they won't in any good faith support the community, and they instead would rather use us fans as tools for their own gain. They view us as consumers. They don't view us as fans or as people. They view us as numbers. They treated the Dig Site team like shit and acted like the things they were doing wasn't real work, which is actually part of the reason why people made these videos as of late, because they were pissed off about that, and rightfully so. People are going to call out this shit because it's fucking wrong. There has been a real problem recently with AAA developers and them attacking their own fan bases and acting like condescending smug pricks who think they know better, then being shocked when this angers their fan base.
I did see a tweet from Unishek talking about all the things that they added to Halo Infinite in 2024, and for it to be a quote-unquote dead game, it's pretty substantial. Now, I don't think that it moves the dial for people who have quit playing or for new people to get interested in Halo Infinite. I think that time has passed. You're going to need a new game to come out for people.
They are saying it's a dead game because it's true, and Unishek hasn't been helping the conversation with the way he reacts to these things. All he is doing is feeling the flames of the fire most of the time. Halo Infinite barely has an active player base. It's nowhere as big as the other games. Halo Infinite's updates are nothing more than shop updates filled with cosmetics that you have to pay for. The only thing worthy of these updates are the new maps they take from forgers who keep the game alive and make better maps than Free could ever hope to make. Meanwhile, other live service slop games get more content than Infinite does. Free isn't an indie studio, and even if they were an indie studios add more content to their games than Free ever has. The conversation about Halo is barely alive, and that's why there's many videos saying to stop supporting this shit. If Halo was in a good state, we wouldn't be having all these videos come out.
People to get interested in Halo Infinite, I think that time has passed. You're gonna need a new game to come out for people to be interested in Halo again, and for them to be like, I'm going to try this. So it's like, what's the point of telling people to not play a game, even if they are still enjoying it? That's the thing with me, is like, I have cut my Halo Infinite playing time back a ton just because I've been like burnt out and whatnot. There's only really Hero to go for me. I'm like 500 games away from it. So like, I'm just playing when I feel the urge to play. But I'm never gonna tell anybody what to do with their time or with their money. If they see a cosmetic in the shop and they want it, I mean, go for it. I don't think that it's going to change any development, anybody's mind at Halo Studios or Microsoft if you buy a $20 bundle at this point in time, just because like it's done. Also, I don't know if like we're gonna get a Halo CE remake and if that would have multiplayer, but if it doesn't and Halo Infinite is like the multiplayer going forward for the next like 2 or 3 years, including MCC, then like who am I gonna tell to adjust their playtime or whatever, to boycott something?
I mean, at this point, Halo has been boycotted. That's why Halo Infinite barely has any players. People have voted with their wallets. The reason why there are still calls to boycott is because people want the last free K people still playing Infinite, or the people who still complain and, you know, want real change, to stop investing time into it and maybe invest their time into a game that actually matters. You know, like playing fucking MCC and playing the mods on that, because that's literally the only good Halo content that's coming out. At this point, I don't think a new game is required to come out for interest in Halo to come back, because the fans are just going to be carrying the franchise for the rest of its lifespan until Microsoft loses access to the Halo IP.
Thing is that most people can come to these conclusions themselves. They're not NPCs out here, like they have thoughts and feelings about things, and I don't think that they need somebody to tell them what to do, and I don't think that it's really going to change their mind. I feel like people have to come to these realizations by themselves. It's like anything else, like politics or whatever, like you can't really change somebody's mind when having a conversation or a video just telling people what to do, what to believe, because a lot of the time these people have to come to their own conclusion regardless of influence. Now you can argue that, oh, well, that video made it influence them and stuff and whatever. Maybe it's because I'm old and I think a little differently than the newer generations, but it is what it is.
It's not about influencing people into a mindset, it's about opening them up to new information. There are still people who are unaware of the scummy shit Free has pulled, or they're unaware of how bad of a state Halo is, and they constantly gaslight themselves that everything is fine and Halo is better than ever. These videos aren't being made to influence people in the first place, they're being made because people are just voicing their opinions on how they feel about the current state of Halo.
I also think that you're dividing the community and the player base even more, and you're harming the community because of that. Because if there are people who enjoy playing the game and who enjoy Halo, multiplayer thrives on having a decent, healthy player base, and if everybody's just stopping to protest it, it's going to make the matchmaking worse for those people left. The people who aren't abandoning the game or the franchise or advocating for people to be fired and all that stuff.
Harming the community, dividing the community, both of these have already been done by free and Microsoft as it is. These videos are simply pointing out the truth about Halo right now. Talking about how bad of a state it is. You're asking people to ignore glaring issues of Halo just because their videos talking about the truth of the matter with how bad Halo really is right now may convince a few people, hey, maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time with this shit.
Personal enjoyment of the game matters. It's ultimately about having fun. If you are not having fun, you can quit. Go play something else. I actually beg that you go play something else at this point. I feel like people have made it their personality to hate on games or fandoms or other franchises. Like, people have literally made careers out of this stuff, of being just a grifter. And like, for me, being that negative about something is just so extremely exhausting that I could not do it.
Most of us have already left the game. We have went to other games. People have voted with their wallets. That's why Halo Infinite barely gets any players on. The people have left to playing better things. But they have every right to talk about why they left or why they don't like the state of Halo. That doesn't make them a grifter. And I hate how much this term is thrown around. How are we grifters for stating the obvious facts about a game? For pointing out the reasons we don't support a game? Not because we hate Halo, but because we love Halo and we're giving this criticism because we want to see the franchise do better. Not that Free would ever fucking accept it, but it's good to fucking get it out there. I often find the people who use the term grifter are doing it out of projection, because they themselves cannot fathom someone actually caring for a franchise, because these people themselves personally feel no care to the franchise themselves. Because I can tell you, most of the new negative Halo videos coming out are from Halo fans who are upset with the state of Halo, and they're venting their frustration in a video to other people who feel the same way. Shitting on Halo isn't popular. I don't see many channels getting views in the 100,000s off making Halo shit-talking videos, otherwise XGGL would probably been a millionaire by now. People are making these videos because they genuinely feel this way. There's no monetary gain to any of this. I can say this for sure, because these videos probably wouldn't be making that much ad revenue. If there's a ton of negative videos popping up about Halo, it's probably because Halo's not in a good state right now and people are voicing their opinions on that.
It's constructive criticism, supporting community-led initiatives that are more positive about growing the community instead of dividing the community is probably more important. Some of these videos that I've watched, they don't have any reasons. It's just, I don't like the developer, and I don't like what Halo has become, and that's fine.
Enough with this toxic positivity. After the way DigSite was treated, they expect constructive and positive feedback? No. If you're being a smug prick to everyone around you, you don't get to demand that people cater to positivity. This entire video, you talk about YouTubers telling people what to do, yet you've made this entire video to tell people who have a different opinion on Halo than you to shut up and stop talking, which shows you have no real argument and you're just telling people to stop noticing the abysmal state of Halo. These videos have real points to them. People have valid reasons to not like the state of Halo, and they have valid reasons to keep making videos voicing their concerns. Because nothing has changed.
They're not all A's. They're not all going to be S tier. I constantly interact with people outside of the Halo community sphere who play other games, who make content on other games. I've ran polls talking about how if you have quit playing Halo or you've never tried Halo, what is preventing you? And the number one response is because people on social media say it's bad, or people on YouTube say not to play it and stuff like that, instead of coming to their own conclusion or downloading it. And then I've had people that have downloaded it and been like, what is the problem? This is one of the most underrated games on the market right now. If I had listened to somebody tell me not to play it, I would have never experienced it. And that's anecdotally, that is my experiences with that.
Like I said before, people make these videos because they don't like the state of Halo right now, and they are explaining why they feel that way in the videos they make. If someone who has never heard of Halo before watches the video and learns why people feel this way, and they don't buy the game because of that, that's not the content creator's fault for having an opinion on the game. That's the fault of the person watching the video. The content creator's allowed to call a game shit if they feel that way. This isn't Halo Waypoint. People are allowed to think differently than you.
So, basically, in conclusion, I think that it's valid to express frustration with the game's shortcomings, with the franchise's shortcoming, but I just feel like at this point, it's an unproductive overreaction that doesn't lead to anything meaningful, other than person getting more views and maybe subscribers from it. I personally will always advocate for improvements and enjoy the game if it brings me fun opportunities. I just think that creates a healthier and a more positive gaming environment. That's just my opinions on this stuff.
It's not an unproductive overreaction. This Microsoft-owned franchise can barely get more than 10k players on their game. Halo videos barely get popular in the algorithm. You don't hear Halo in mainstream discussion anymore. And after what happened with Digsite, this is not an overreaction. This is people voicing their anger with the state of everything. And until Halo improves, these videos are just going to keep being made. This conversation is meaningful because it leads to people actually demanding better quality for their games. Unlike the shills who constantly defend free for free and Microsoft at every fucking turn. But if there's one thing I can agree on with this video is that maybe people should put their negativity into other things, since at this point it's clear free for free and Microsoft won't change. In my videos at least, I've always tried to end off the negative ones on a positive note. That positive note is that the fans can just make the Halo we all know and love now. That's why I always try to tell people to just play MCC mods if they want new good Halo content. Because at this point we're on our own. Microsoft isn't going to be getting anything done for Halo. They literally just don't fucking give a shit. They do everything in their power to try and make the franchise tank.
To the realization that the game just wasn't for me anymore, and then moving on and playing something else was such an eye-opening experience for me, and I think that a lot of these people have to do the same. Like, I know a ton of people who complain about Halo who haven't played Halo since Reach, and it's just like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, maybe grow up a little bit, maybe go play a new game or something. Like, I get wanting Halo to be the super popular gaming franchise it was when you were 12, but like, look at the games that are super popular now. It's like Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, like, even though Minecraft was huge way back in the day, but times have changed. I don't know if Halo will ever reach that type of popularity ever again, not just because of the studio or the developers, but because times have changed. But that's gonna do it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy, make sure you leave.
You want to know why people are still around, asking that they get a better quality product? It has nothing to do with gaming trends changing. It has everything to do with the way Microsoft has handled the franchise. They threw away the original fan base in attempts to chase after the broader audience. The motto of many of these people is just to replace the old fans with new fans who accept lower quality products. It has failed for Halo. Free for Free came in, told us Halo was lame and dumb, that it needed to be changed to be more like the current market trends, and they tanked the franchise time and time again because of this. It has nothing to do with people growing old or past Halo. Halo 2 E3 was so popular to the point it exceeded Microsoft's expectations. Hell, I have people who tell me all the time that the mods I make are the most fun they've had with classic Halo in a long time. If old Halo couldn't work in the modern day, then that wouldn't have happened. The problem isn't Halo, it isn't about growing up, it's about the people running the show who are purposely tanking it for their own self-interests, and people have every right to voice their displeasure with that. It's not about growing up or getting sick of things. Stop gaslighting and telling people to not voice their valid problems with Halo just because you can't handle the truth. This isn't 2020 anymore. We are going into an era where people want authenticity. People see right through your shit now. You cannot piss on people's boots and tell them it's raining. Learn to actually defend what you believe in instead of telling people to stop noticing the obvious. Because all this video says to me is that you cannot handle people being honest about Halo, and you have no way to defend the state of Halo, so you tell people not to notice, and that it isn't that bad. But nobody is buying it. And that's why no matter how much you try to say it's not happening, people will notice. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video to kind of show why the arguments these people make to defend the abysmal state of Halo are complete bullshit. Because all it really boiled down to is stop being negative and stop noticing how bad it is. There is no actual defense for why Halo isn't bad right now, because they cannot actually defend the state of Halo, so they have to tell you to stop noticing it. And these people don't get enough shit for it. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about it, since people asked me to make a response video, so I hope this at least opened people's eyes to that. I think it's about time we stop the gaslighters who want to say that it's all about, oh, we just grew up, gaming isn't bad now. We need to stop these people, because their arguments are bullshit, and they're settling for less, and they're trying to attack and shame people who want better quality products that we used to get. And they have their own reasons for doing so, which I can go into another video one day, but they do not have your interests at heart. They only have their own interests at heart. Anyways, I hope you people enjoyed the video. Goodbye.